It was the first road trip of the season for your number 1 ranked University of St. Francis football team, and the Cougs rolled to a 49-19 victory at USF Illinois. The game couldn't have started off any better for St. Francis, driving 98 yards on 19 plays, eating up nearly 10 minutes of the clock. The Cougs then scored touchdowns on their next 2 possessions.
I was extremely pleased with how methodical we were. We executed things, didn't panic, backed up. We got it out and made plays, running the ball, throwing the ball. So that kind of set the tone, I thought, for the first half of the ball game. Had some shorter drives later on, but that first drive was a beauty.
And it was a beautiful thing seeing Dan Rixey and Rocky James racking up the yards. For the 3rd time in their careers, the junior receivers went over 100 yards receiving in the same game. And that's only happened 5 times in the program's history.
Well, they're 2 great athletes. They make plays. They are playmakers. They got great speed. They do some things after they catch the football. They make plays. But you got to get them there. You got to get the football there. So that's in the hands of the quarterback and our offensive line that protects them. So, we're getting better, but we just have to continue, to take steps each and every day, each and every game to keep improving. That's what it's all about. There's no destination. It's a day-to-day journey of improvement.
Improvement was felt all across the board for USF. Sophomore quarterback Matt Crable had his first 300-yard passing performance. Sophomore running back Eli Wallace had his longest touchdown run of his career, and receiver Jahni Cooper caught his first ever touchdown.
Well, first of all, I'll speak to Jahni. What a wonderful young man. He has been here. He has worked his tail off. He's always had a good attitude, positive body language, gives everything he has. I think that's why the whole team was so happy when he had that touchdown, because if anybody deserved it, it was him. Eli is just a strong, physical type of runner. He's different than Jay Green and PJ. He's a powerful young man, and he got his opportunity, and boy, he made it work for him. But he's another guy who works very hard, positive attitude, team guy all the way.
Receiver Rocky James entered the spring and summer with a positive attitude, knowing that he was going to have to transition to a new quarterback in Crable after playing with Nick Ferrer the past 2 seasons. And this past Saturday felt very rewarding for Rockstar James.
It was kind of a hard process, but I knew we was going to eventually get there. Fulfilling a new quarterback role is kind of hard, and you got that chemistry with your receivers and timing, like you said. We took a lot of time in this offseason, me, Matt, and Dan, on just working down the basic routes and everything, and getting the timing down perfectly. And there's been times after practice, Matt called me and Dan out and just had us run a couple routes that he thought he struggled with to perfect his craft on, and I kind of like that. And the man just likes to work. Matt just likes to push us. And first game, we really didn't air the ball out much. We threw short games, and I get Matt comfortable back there and everything. But I knew the second game, they were strong in the box, and I knew it was a time to expand our game and see what we're really about, and we proved it. I feel like Matt stood up there and held his ground and showed everybody he can throw the rock.
And chuck the rock he did. And the wise young man kept his eye on number 6 and number 7. Ricardo Rockstar, you know him as Rocky, is so happy to be balling out with Rixey.
Dan, he's really competitive, and me and him we're both competitive, and I feel like that works with us both. We're best friends. Now that we're roommates, it makes it even better. And with Dan, he's just really competitive. Like you could tell, when it's just me and him, we compete on who we could think can outwork each other. We work together on the field. We're group partners, everything, and I could just tell that he loves to perfect his craft. He's not the tallest receiver. He's short, so he knows he has to get an extra oomph to separate himself from DBs. So I love that about Dan. He's funny. We can clown all day, man, and we can get in trouble in front of coach by talking, but man, I'm telling you, and I feel like there's more to come. Like, me and Dan, I just don't feel that there's an answer to guard both of us. So it's just gonna be like having fun out there, and we know what we gotta do when things ain't going in the run game. We know that the team, Matt, they gotta count on the outside receivers, and we know our job, and we know we just gotta go out there and fulfill our role and just get the job done.
And they did. And they have. But Rocky knows every down is so special. Last season, he was on fire after 5 games. He had 649 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. But then it all came to a halt after an injury caused him to miss the next 4 games. His heart made him get back on the field, even though he wasn't 100% ready.
It was very frustrating, just like the fact that I came out so strong, and I just wanted to take this. It was my sophomore season, and I just wanted to go out there and just give it my all. And then when the injury happened, it just put me down, and it just felt like I wasn't there anymore. And then that's when my boy Dan came in and was just talking to me like, man, we're gonna get you back. And I just didn't want to rush it back before, because I really wanted to come back before the playoffs, and I was like dying to get back on the field with my boys. And they really didn't even need me, and they just didn't want to force me to come back. And then I re-injured myself, and then when I do come back, I run into another injury, and it was just really frustrating. I don't know how I overcame it, but I really had to, and it was just killer, for real. Just coming to the championship game and I'm playing, I don't even think I was like at 50%. My ankle was just killing me. I couldn't move laterally at all. It was just painful, but I just tried my best to be out there with my boys and just give it my all. It's the last game of the season, and I know they needed me out there, and it was just fought for my boys.
And now your number 1 ranked Cougs will have another dogfight on their hands this Saturday versus St. Ambrose at Darcy Stadium. The 2-0 Fighting Bees bring with them a balanced offensive attack and one of the best pass rushers in the country in Bernard Buhake.
You know, they're a talented football team, and they're extremely well coached. I have a lot of respect for Coach Magistrelli. He's done a good job over the years there. They were a worthy opponent. They're getting votes this week in the national polls. You know, we're going to have to play good football, because they're going to come in here and they always play their best football game against us.
I feel like for St. Ambrose, I feel like we're going to expand, like putting our whole offense together. Like you said, they got a big defense and good pass rush. For that, they're gonna have to have more guys in the box for Jay Green, and I feel like when they fulfill putting more guys in the box for Jay Green, it just expands mine and Dan's game more. It just leads to one-on-ones, and then there's just too many weapons, I feel, on our offense that they cannot stop, and it's just gonna be, we're just gonna have to see when we come out game day.
And there's no taking a playoff on game day. National runner-up Reinhardt lost its first game of the season to Bethel, then beat Georgetown. Grandview lost to Evangel, then beat Baker. There was a lot of shake-up in the first coaches poll this past Monday, so you better keep your head on a swivel.
I'm not surprised by anything. I've been around this game long enough to know that anything can happen. You know, it's so easy to sit back with success and, you know, year after year and winning week after week, and you know, you just have a preconceived idea of this is how it's going to be. But every time you take the field on Saturday afternoon, anything can happen, anything. Somebody's going to win and somebody's not, and that's the risk that these young men put out there each and every Saturday. So that's why it's so important to give your best and keep improving.